What's up guys, XHOUNDISHx here, and today I wanted to talk about the Rise of Iron, and specifically I wanted to go over a few things I've been thinking about, a few additions and things that I would like to see inside of the game when Rise of Iron drops. Of course, when the Taken King was released, we had a whole bunch of new stuff. We had swords, new subclasses, they questified a lot of the ways that you'd earn exotics and do other story elements inside of the game, and all of that stuff was pretty epic. I expect that Rise of Iron will have, a similar cadence of additions and awesome things that we, would like to see inside of Destiny as well. But let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see inside of the Rise of Iron. For now, these are my few things. So custom matches, of course. This is what everybody's talking about. Custom matches are something that you kind of expect to see in a game like Destiny, especially since Bungie made competitive games like Halo. It could really be a thing in Rise of Iron though, because of course last generation consoles have just been ditched, which is kind of unfortunate for them, but it does open up a whole bunch of technical possibilities. We don't really know what kind of restrictions this may have lifted in terms of, playlisting and servers in the game, but either way, there are going to be new Crucible features. That's all we've heard from Bungie so far. So could we see something else like map voting or kill cams or something like that? Either way, hopefully it will be, a pretty sizable addition to the Crucible, and definitely that would be welcomed. I can't wait to find out what it is. Up next, I want to see more exotic swords or even new melee weapons. So in the Taken King, swords really help to change the playstyle in the game, and obviously they're just super fun to kind of go and slash things up. But when we first saw Rise of Iron, we had hoped that the Axe Lord Saladin was wielding would be a collectible weapon. Of course, we've learned since then that it's actually a relic, which is still pretty damn awesome. But what about smaller axes though? Ones like this perhaps, which you can see this Titan concept art. He's holding this little axe. They could be like more miniature, balanced versions of the relic that we know is coming to the game. So maybe like tomahawks or something like that. That would be absolutely awesome, and it does seem possible as well, like how we had the Sword of Crota relic in the game before we actually got collectible swords. Either way, it would be nice to see a new variety of weapon, and this could actually be a thing. It's still early days. Bungie don't want to give everything away immediately, so I'll have to wait and see what they have in store. Another really interesting thing that I think could be added to Destiny is an in-game map. Not necessarily a map that you use all the time in patrol or whatever, but it could be a map specific to a quest, so it could have clues to collectibles in-game for weapons or even lore elements that are added to the game. Like if you had to use a map to navigate Golden Age treasures around the Plague Lands, even the Galahorn quest will have us collecting parts to build it. What if you could have a map as an actual inventory item, which you could open out and it would highlight areas in the Cosmodrome or wherever that you'd have to search for a particular piece or a particular thing. It would kind of make them more interesting, difficult to find, and it would be pretty awesome. This one is a bit out there for the current game because obviously we have the current map and radar system and everything like that, but it would be awesome to see. If not Rise of Iron, I would definitely like to see this in Destiny 2. Up next though, more exciting public events. So we know that there will be new public events inside of the Plague Lands, but what if we saw, kind of significantly more difficult public events that drop higher end gear? What if patrols could be 6-man to do this and have kind of large cooperative encounters? This would be pretty awesome, and there's so much potential lost inside of the patrol system right now in the game. You could really make the explorable world so much more engaging and visceral going forward, and I think the public event idea is really good. It helps to kind of add to that feeling that you're in an open world that's a living world and things change. You also meet other people, you kind of cross paths and you can work together to do things. I really want to see more of this inside of Rise of Iron. Of course, in the Taken King, the Court of Oryx kind of changed that style of thing up a little bit. I want to see more of it, man. Rise of Iron, there's a big opportunity to improve the patrol system for sure. We also need to see more time-gated quests in Rise of Iron, so things like the Black Spindle and No Time to Explain missions or actual quests were pretty damn awesome. They really kept the hype and anticipation high for a few weeks after the release of the Taken King, and I think it's something that Bungie needs to think about and exploit more with the Rise of Iron, because you had like a feeling, even though there was plenty to do in the game, for that couple of days or that day when the mission was up, you had to jump on and go grab that thing, and it was exciting, and these were kind of like you were discovering secrets for yourself. So Bungie definitely needs to use that idea and take it to the next level inside of the Rise of Iron. These have been the majority of my kind of main or bigger ideas for the game, but there are some quality of life things that would be good to see inside of Rise of Iron. So really a better flow of content for the following year would be pretty awesome. We did have, SRL Festival of the Lost and everything like that. I'd like to see them take it to the next level and maybe have more frequent events. Things like SRL, frankly, could have come back, already, even with, fairly minor changes and nothing really switched up. Even though some people don't like it all that much, there's a lot of people who would enjoy just jumping in for a few games or whatever, maybe picking up some gear, even though it might be a pretty similar event to the last time. It's something new to do. It could be a lot of fun with a group of people. So more events, more content. That's definitely what we want. Other things, skill-based matchmaking in the Crucible. Everyone's always talking about this. Maybe Bungie could finally tone it down, or finally, try and kind of fix some of the issues with connections and general matchmaking in the Crucible, because it's definitely an element of heavy frustration for people inside of Destiny. With us ditching the last generation consoles, perhaps there'll be some changes they can make to servers and the way things work. Hopefully, Bungie are thinking about it. It certainly sounds like we'll be getting bigger vault space inside of Rise of Iron. I think it was Eric Osborne in an interview actually said that vault space should never be an issue again. So what exactly the meaning of this is, whether we're just going to get hugely expanded vaults or maybe unlimited vault space, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but you never know what the possibilities are. Another thing kind of in this department will be the ability to delete stuff in the Postmaster. So instead of having to take things out and, mess around for 12 hours just to clear your Postmaster out, we want to delete things in the Postmaster that you don't need. That would be a nice addition. There are, of course, tons and tons of things that can be added, changed, quality of life, full game things, features, everything like that inside of Rise of Iron. So like I said before, let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see in the Rise of Iron. You've heard a few of my thoughts. If you have enjoyed the video, a like down below would always be appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button to see a lot more Destiny content and Rise of Iron news over the coming weeks. But for now, you guys have an awesome day.